Hi, I'm Jill from June Taylor with another innovative solution. Did you ever want to join your quilt blocks that are made quilt as you go? Now we have a perfect way to do that with our Sash and a Dash. It's pre-sewn sashing. It's sold by the yard in 7 colors with matching binding. Open the casing and nest your quilt block inside the casing. And then we're just going to run a top stitch down the edge. Take your next block, open the casing, and just do the same thing. To join rows, we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to run our Sash and a Dash across the row. You can run a beautiful embroidery stitch down here to embellish Sash and a Dash, or you can even put a strip of fabric down here. Here's an example where we added a fabric strip by folding under raw edges and top stitching over Sash and a Dash. And if you like to make t-shirt quilts, go ahead and quilt your blocks and then join them with Sash and a Dash.
Get ready to reel in a school of creative projects using the Go Flying Fish 9-inch finished block and board or bob die. This innovative die is designed to cut an entire 3-color block in just one pass through your cutter, helping you catch fresh new project ideas for this traditional block with ease. This die is on a 6x24 die board, making it compatible with any Go cutter, including the Go Me. Screen printed letters on the die board and specialized dog ears help make this block perfect for quilters of any skill level. Whether used alone or teamed up with a Go Cube or other bob dies, the Go Flying Fish die will help you construct stunning wall hangings, pillows, and throw quilts. Change the whole look of the block by setting it on point using the Go Setting Triangles 9-inch finished die. You'll soon see color is the key to devising a wide variety of designs from traditional to modern. While this block may look complex, the die will open up a sea of creative possibilities for anyone who can sew a 1/4-inch seam. Because at AccuQuilt, we want to help you cut time so you can quilt more. In today's show, we're going to show you how to cut and sew a project from the Go Towel Topper die. Hey quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks for joining us today. Listen, all month we are celebrating Christmas in July, so I get to wear my Santa hat. We're helping you get ready for the holiday season. All right, a couple of things before we get started. I have two public service announcements. First of all, some of our team here in the Dream Studio are sick, and so we have some new people helping us today. Mark's in here helping us run the camera and be our producer, and we're grateful for him to do that. So if we have some technical errors or difficulties, we love you. Okay, just know we're doing our best on this side. Second, the new Go Towel Topper and Go Mini Oven Mitt, which released yesterday, are available for, listen to this, pre-order. We have limited quantities available for that first order, so go to our website and pre-order the two new project dies. Orders will ship in early August, and if you have any questions on how to order, our customer service team is there to help you, and there's the toll-free number, all right? So just those two things. Chris is in the house. How are you, my friend? Let's get him up there. Hi, sweetie, how are you? Oh, we can't hear Chris. Can we hear you now? I can't hear Chris. Hold on, we're working on hearing Chris.
How about now?
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
And I
Hello.
feel like, Chris, you should be wearing a Santa hat. I feel like I should get you one.
Oh, I probably should. All of mine are still up in the attic.
When you're here next week, you can wear one.
There we go.
It'll be great. Okay, so first of all, we want to know, Chris went to Sisters Quilt show last week. How was it? Tell us all about it.
It was amazing. It was warm. I think it got up to 96 degrees.
Oregon, they
but
don't
there
know
was-
how to do that.
No. I mean, it's all outdoors. There was a nice breeze for most of the day.
Good.
That definitely helped. And after coming home, I have seen so many pictures of quilts I did not see, so I clearly missed a whole bunch. Like, there's thousands of quilts
There
to see
are.
throughout the entire town. It's so cool.
And the thing I love most about that is just exactly what you say. Like when you go to Quilt Festival at Houston, you think, I saw all the quilts. And then you come home and you're like, where was that quilt? I missed that. And did your guild, was there a good support from your guild? Because you submitted it through your guild, right?
Yes, yeah. So there was a special exhibit for the Portland Modern Quilt Guild. Our theme was houseplants,
Oh,
even though
okay.
mine wasn't technically a houseplant.
Okay,
They were loose interpretations.
excellent.
But it was great. Lots of guild members were there helping out with the booth, lots of foot traffic through it.
Good.
And our area was shaded the entire day, so I think it was pretty popular.
Yay, good. Well, I'm glad you did that. So what's the next quilt you're submitting to a show? Do you know?
I have one in my head to submit for QuiltCon.
Okay.
Their entries don't open until October, so I still have a little bit of time, but October will be here before I know it.
I know, right? Just a hot minute.
Yeah, and I actually just finished a quilt that I am mailing off for a magazine spot. So that's pretty exciting.
So famous. My gosh. Okay, so we'll just throw this out into the universe. I also am going to submit, every year I submit a quilt to QuiltCon, and it's never been accepted. So I'm going to do one again this year. And listen, if they accept it, I'm going to QuiltCon. Just AccuQuilt know that I don't know where they have me scheduled to go, but I'm going to QuiltCon if my quilt's there. Right?
I will definitely be at QuiltCon next year.
You will be.
Whether my quilt gets in or not.
I know, because you're famous like that. All right, let's showcase some new projects from our intro video. First up is Diane C. Do you see how cool this is?
I love it. All the different purples.
And just half square triangles, right?
They are so versatile. Half square triangles, like the salt and pepper of quilting.
It is.
It
It's
goes
my
on
favorite
everything.
shape. Okay, next up we have Mickey W. Okay, and Mickey
Ooh.
used a die to make that, because do you know how I know?
Because the ends.
Yes, the rounded corners, right? And that is the Prairie Star. I see it right there. I think that's what it is. It's beautiful. All right, last up we have Pam F. Okay, this one is super cute because it has leaves and trees and elephants and owls and llamas and
sloth.
fish.
She used all of the applique dyes.
She did. Some little child is going to love that. Look at how cute that is. Good job. All right, quilters, since we're celebrating Christmas in July, here's my photo of the day. Christmas cookies. So the question of the day is, what is your go-to hostess gift during the holidays? So Chris, what do you do?
I think it depends on the hostess, but oftentimes like a bottle of wine, something nice.
Yes. Yep. I am big into cookies because I like have a big baking day, and lots of times Oakley helps me, and we can just do. I just love Christmas cookies. Do you have a favorite Christmas cookie?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's not really a cookie, but every year my grandma would do peppermint bark, and I love that.
I love those little holiday Swedish cookies, wedding cookies that are like have nuts in them and rolled in powdered sugar. What are those called?
Yeah.
Those. Okay.
Those are really good.
All right, so in the comment section today, let Chris know what is your go-to holiday gift during the holidays. We're going to talk about it. All right, quilters, we'll see Chris in just a few minutes. Today, I'm going to give away one of our Go Towel Topper dies. Be sure and register for future events on the AccuQuilt events page for your chance to win. The amazing Chris, who is so famous, will announce the winner of our registered viewer at the end of our show. Okay, now quilters, before we get started today, it is Prime Day, so I have a special deal for you that ends today at midnight, like all good Prime deals. We're celebrating Prime Day, so you can receive 20% off the Ready, Set, Go Ultimate Fabric Cutting System. It comes in a box, it comes with a strip die, it comes with an 8-inch cube, it comes with all the mats and a pattern book. 20% off. To get this great deal, you need to go to the AccuQuilt website and use the code RSG20 to save 20% off your order. If you live in the contiguous US, your order will ship for free. You can also check with your local retailer and receive this same offer. So if you're new to AccuQuilt and you're thinking, oh, I really want one of those Ready, Set, Goes, today's a great day to do it. All right, so let's get started. The Go Towel Topper is a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com, and we have lots of samples of them that I'm going to show you today. So what you're going to need is the Go Towel Topper die, a tea towel, 3 fat quarters of contrasting fabric, and then whatever you want to use for your embellishment, like ribbons or buttons or whatever you need, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this die. I love this die for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's on a 6x12 die board, so it's going to fit through all of our Go cutters, including that Go Me. So quilters, if you are a crafter and maybe do holiday craft shows where you have items to send or to sell, maybe you're selling bowl cozies and oven mitts, this die will work in all of our cutters, including the Go Me. Okay, and it's perfect for a new sewist, and maybe you're new to AccuQuilt and you've not really cut with our dies. It's perfect, okay? So let's lay out our fabric and cut a block. Now the best thing about this die is there are instructions right here that say what you need to cut it. So that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is you're going to need 2 contrasting fabrics. So it's Christmas. This is what I have. And then you want some batting, because up here, I know it's the Halloween one with the spider. You want it to have some girth, okay? So that allows it to just be fluffy and pretty, okay? So it's not just 2 pieces of fabric. So the trick is This straight line here, this black line is not a blade. No blades here. The blades are here. And it tells you what you need. So just cut 11 1/4 by 7.5 inch rectangles and fold them in half, which is what I have done here. Now, we can always run 6 layers of cotton through our Go cutters, but today we're going to take that batting, fold it in half, and then 1 piece of fabric and fold it in half. And that's going to pretty much equal your 6 layers. So then I just have 1 little piece to go. So if you're making mass amounts of these, which is what you should do, you could either just cut the fabric together like this and cut all your batting pieces however you want. But you can't go more than batting and a piece of paper. All right, now we're going to put a mat on top because the mat makes the magic. And it's going to fit through all of our Go cutters, but today we're going to use our Go Big fabric cutter. And we're just going to give it a little push. You'll notice, quilters, it stopped here. So before we do our little magic again, let's talk about this. This is our Go Big die catcher. And it's available now to order on the website. Just go to the website and it'll give you information on how to order one. You can also order one from your local, or get one from your local retailer. The power brick goes here. The cords go here. This goes here, super easy. And you could store it up like this if you need to. And then it just slides under. All right, and give it a little love. Slide, don't lift. For a minute, I thought I did that wrong. You would have known, okay? So look, here we go. Okay. And then we need to cut that one last piece of fabric. So again, folded edge here on the black line. If you use the open edge, you'll have to cut it again. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, Chris, before we start laying out our pieces, tell us, what do people bring as hostess gifts? I can't hear Chris again.
That was my fault that time.
Listen, there's enough blame to go around. You're good, you're good. Okay, tell us.
Let's see, Brenda says she gives anything she can sew.
Oh, that's nice.
Fun. Well, here's a new something to add to your list of things you can sew.
Yes. Yeah, towel toppers.
Yep. Ardeen says tea towels with matching table runner. Ooh, that sounds fun.
Oh, that sounds really fun.
Let's see. Margaret, I bake hundreds of cookies and also make jellies and jams to give as hostess gifts. Ooh, yum.
I have a friend who does like jellies and jams in the summertime and then gives them, as hostess gifts in the winter.
I actually just had a memory come up on my Facebook. 2-3 years ago, I made poblano pepper jelly.
Oh,
because our fridge broke, and I had a bunch of peppers I needed to figure something out for.
You and my husband Ray could just totally hang out together. That is his jam. He loves hot things.
It turned out really good. It was great on like a bagel with cream cheese and then the poblano jelly. It was really good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what else? I'm just getting pins while you talk.
Denise says wine and a holiday dessert.
Okay.
That's right up my alley. Pam says homemade fudge and cookies.
All of you people can just come hang out with us. That'd be great. I have a friend who makes homemade cheese balls. And then, crackers that go with it. I know. It's all about the food, right?
Yes.
I feel like so much of our show we spent talking about food, Chris.
Food.
For a quilting show, food is our jam. All right, tell us one more, and then we're going to sew some stuff.
All right. Denise says she gives bowl cozies filled with goodies.
Okay.
There's a die for that.
There is a die for that. And next week, we're going to do mini oven mitts. And then the following week, on the 31st, we're going to make Go Big Bowl Cozies. So you can do all of the holiday giveaways and all of our Wednesdays this month. Okay.
Yes.
All right, we'll come back to Chris in just a few minutes. So now we've followed the pattern, and it tells you to cut 2 7.5 by 3 inch rectangles of whatever you're contrasting. This is going to be this little trim right here. I do love this Halloween one. Holy smokes. Okay, so what I've done is I've already cut them. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a little pin so they stay straight. Okay. Wow, that didn't stay straight at all. Here, let's try this again. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to do the same here. So what you want is the raw edges to match. So here's the raw edge of my little piece. And don't worry, I'm going to trim that. Notice it goes a little bit past the edges. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to take my shoes off because you can't sew with your shoes on. And for those of you who have been in the hot, humid heat here in Omaha, it has calmed down a bit, which is good. All right, so you're just going to do a little 1/4 inch seam right here in this raw edge. And just take your time. Again, if you were making 50 of these to sell, just do a little chain piecing. Okay, here we go. Do a little chain piecing. Speaking of chain piecing, I spent the weekend working on the Go Flying Fish project that we talked about last week with Amanda Harward, and all of my blocks are sewn. Super excited about it. And I just need to cut my setting triangles to finish my quilt top. So next week when I come in, we'll do that. Okay, so now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim these before I sew them together. It will just work easier. And AccuQuilt has a bazillion different sizes of rulers, so I'm just going to use a little one here. Okay.
While you're trimming, we do have some questions coming in.
Oh, yes. Tell us, Mr. Chris.
Let's see. Brenda's asking, how big is the trim?
1.5 by 7. So it's a 3 inch folded in half.
Yep, and that all comes actually on the packaging. It's got all of the instructions and sizes to cut everything.
Chris, have you made any of these?
I did. I just made one last night, actually.
Oh my gosh. That is super cute.
And I
it's Chris's
quilted
fabric.
the front.
Oh, because you are so fancy. That is really cute. Okay, I am not going to quilt that, but you could. But here is my pro tip. We want these seams to nest when we sew them together. So I'm going to press one of the seams down and then the other one up. So when I put them together, and then we're gonna do this. Okay. Then we're going to then it'll press. I'm thinking ahead. Sorry. All right, Chris. What other questions do we have?
Karen is asking why cut the 2 fabric pieces separately, and you kind of went into it a little, and it's just because that batting layer. The batting really counts as like double thickness.
Yes.
So 1 layer of batting, or folded in half, it's 2 layers of batting, and then folded in half, it's 2 layers of fabric. That's your 6 layers.
Right.
So you could cut the 2 fabrics together and the batting separate, or one of the fabrics with the batting. It's just personal preference.
It's dealer's choice.
Exactly.
And now is a good time, like if you wanted to embellish your towel, You could add, you know, like mittens from the mitten die or trim or all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so while I lay my right sides together, okay, and then I'm gonna have I just wanna make sure these line up because otherwise your towel topper will look goofy. And then we're gonna run this here, and you're gonna see that it stops right there at the edge where your seam is. Okay, Chris, do we have more before I start sewing?
We have a question not about the towel topper, but about bob dies in general.
Oh, talk about that.
So for bob dies, is there a place it will give you yardage per color? Currently working on the Storm at Sea die, and I've had to purchase fabric 3 times.
Oh,
So I can answer
I feel
it if
your
you like.
pain. So I would say, yeah. Well, yeah, so you could go to AccuQuilt and upload a block and create a pattern. But I think Storm at Sea only has double sashing blocks, not single sashing. So I would go to AccuQuilt and see. I don't know, Chris, do you have a...
So I have the Storm at Sea, but not readily available. I think on the package, it gives you per block instructions.
It does. So I guess
but
what
if
you need to do, right,
look
is
in the,
figure out.
look up the pattern, like in the pattern library, the pattern for the full quilt should give you yardage for the full quilt.
Right. I'm actually working on Storm at Sea right now. So if
It's on my
you
to-do list.
send, whoever that person was, if you send me your email address in the chat, the team will reach out to me, and then I will reach out to you, and we'll talk about it.
Perfect.
Okay. What other questions do you have?
I think we're going to get to this in a bit, but Leslie's asking about towel materials.
Oh, talk about it while I sew, Chris.
So there's lots and lots of options. If you watched the launch party yesterday, there was some that we used the June Taylor hanging towel kit like I did here. So it's got like the waffle texture towel.
Yes.
Some of the samples were just pre-purchased tea towels. There were some like feed sack tea towels.
Right.
I actually picked these up last Christmas. Believe it or not, these are Christmas.
Oh my gosh, Chris, I love those.
And they were like, it was after Christmas, so it was like $1 for 2. And I'm gonna cut them in half along this fold here, and that's gonna be 4 hanging towels.
Oh, so see, that's perfect.
Yeah, just find like some pre-made little towel sets that you like, and you can add a topper to it, and then you can hang it on your cabinet door, on your oven handle, however you like it.
However you want it.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm sewing right sides together. I'm doing a 1/4 inch seam, and when I come to the corners, you know, notice I'm stopping. I'm leaving my needle down. I'm flipping it. So we get nice, good, clean points. But yeah, lots of different fabrics you could use for the towel. Okay, do we have more questions, Chris?
Let's see. Dorothy says, my goodness, Pam, how many projects are you currently working on?
Oh, listen. It was 109 in the heat index here on Sunday. And all weekend long. And my husband was on call, so he wasn't home. And Erica, heaven forbid, went on vacation, and she wasn't home. And 2 of my other friends were also on vacation. So I did a whole bunch of projects this weekend, one of which was the flying fish die. So
nice. When you said 109, I thought you were going to say that's how many projects you had. 1, I was going to be like, that's a lot of projects. And 2, I can't believe you counted.
I would cry if I had 109 projects. We had this question not too long ago, didn't we, Chris, about how many UFOs we had?
It sounds familiar, yeah. I recall that.
Yeah, I don't have very many. I'm pretty good about doing stuff. Okay.
I usually am too, but I have like a block of the month stuff happening, and it's kind of driving me crazy that I have unfinished projects.
Eric and I have been working on our upcoming quilt along that starts in August. And so there's been a lot of prep for that. So people are funny. People think I just sit at home and sew all day, you know. And some days I do, but mostly it's for projects for work. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to trim right here along these points, because we want those points to kind of lay flat. And if there's a lot of bulk, and then right here, I'm just going to give it a little snip. Don't cut the stitching, you will be sad. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Now, when it's 109, holy smokes, it was just too hot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to do the big reveal here. I got to find my little, we call this, Chris, this drawer that I'm over here in, we call this the raccoon drawer, because it sounds like every time I get in it, it sounds like a raccoon. Okay, so you ready?
That's funny.
We're going to turn it inside out, and look, our seams are perfect, which is what you want. Okay. And we have our little stiletto. I do have to say, though, Chris, the other day, I could not find a seam ripper to save my soul. I don't know where the seam ripper all was.
Mine always run away.
Well, Pearl, the cat, who has decided that she can now sit by me while I sew or get on the table and stuff, I've discovered that she likes to play with it, which is not okay.
No.
I'm just like, hey, Pearl. So
She's
I
moved
found
on
it
from
on
the
the
binding
floor.
clips.
She loves bindy clips. She does.
She's just trying to help.
She is. She is. She is. Okay. Okay, so look right here. I'm going to talk about this. See where I missed it? So I'm going to go back in and sew it, because you don't want it to look like that. You want it to be all seamed up. Okay? So now I got to go figure out where I was. So while I'm finding my space, Chris, last week I made a whole bunch of mistakes. Remember that? I don't know what I was doing.
That was with the flying fish block.
I know. And yet somehow I managed to get them all. Okay. So I'm going to come stitch right here again. So do we have more questions? Or what people bring for gifts?
We have some more gift ideas.
Okay, let's do those.
Let's see. Patty says, I love to bake, so my gift is giving a loaf and date nut bread.
Oh, there you go.
Delicious. Ooh, Mary says, I give a bottle of homemade Kahlua made with Everclear. I have never made my own. Like, I've heard people making their own Kahlua or their own Jaeger, like the spiced liquors.
Like, is that, I mean, I feel like that's like moonshine. Right? I make my own moonshine to give away in the holidays. Pretty exciting about that.
Yes.
I have a friend who makes vanilla with vodka, right?
Yep. We have a giant bottle in our pantry that sits there just getting better and better with age. Got
See,
some really
I
nice
find that
vanilla
amazing.
beans. Yeah, it's super easy. It's just vanilla beans, put in some vodka, and let it sit for at least 6 months. And then as it starts to run low, you just add more vodka and let it sit longer. It's like you'll have vanilla for the rest of your life.
That's amazing. Okay, I fixed my corner. So now I'm going to come and press. Do you know who the Barefoot Contessa is on?
Yes.
Okay, the Barefoot Contessa, that's what she does.
Yep.
I have not done that. I should do that because I'm a big baker. We bake a lot at in our house.
It could be a little pricey up front getting those nice vanilla beans, but like you only have to do it once.
Yes. Okay. All right. So there we go. So we have our first little towel topper. We have pressed it flat. It doesn't look very flat there. Let me fix the one little side here. Oh, see there. It was like we're missing a corner. There we go. Let me press it real quick. We bake a lot at our house. What else are people bringing besides food and such?
Let's see. Barbara says, I bring cookies because I start 2 weeks before Christmas baking and making about 20 to 24 different types of cookies and some candies.
Wow.
Nice variety pack.
Okay, that's impressive. That's impressive. I make like 6 different kinds. And then fudge, right?
Ooh, I love
Fudge
some good
is
fudge.
fudge for the win. Okay,
Yes.
so now look what we can do here, quilters. So this is a pre-purchased towel. I just went and got me one, okay? And it was already folded. For these, I'm going to talk about these real quick because these are a little bit different. So these were some of the samples we showed yesterday. You're going to take, if you're using that June Taylor waffle fabric, you want to lay it out and fold it in and then pin it. Is that what you did, Chris, so that you knew
Yep.
where it was? Of all the ones we did yesterday, so this one is super cute because she did a little gingerbread cookie. And then it has a pattern or a recipe. But look, gingerbread buttons,
So
spider
cute.
buttons for the win. Okay, but this is my favorite of all of them. I feel like it's called Fish Museum and Curves, this little linen piece. And they just folded it up and put it together. Let's see who made it. Lissa LaGreca made it for us. Okay,
Super cute.
so now I'm just going to put this in right here. And you just want to make sure that it goes in about an inch or so, just so long as it's past the little trim. And because I'm using checks, I want it to be
Make sure it's
straight.
all lined up.
I really want
you'll
it to be
notice it.
straight. Of all the places, right? Right? And then, see, you could do, I think I would put the button on this side. I don't know, what do you think, Chris?
Oh, that's a hard choice. Like, which fabric do you want peeking over the top?
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. But it doesn't matter. I'm just making sure on both sides it's straight. And then I'm for sure going to pin it. Because what you're going to
Don't
do
want
is
it
you're just going to
shifting.
stitch right along here. This is such an easy project. I mean, honestly, you could make a whole slew of them in no time. But a great idea to sell like at craft fairs.
Yes.
Does Portland have big craft fairs in the fall like we do here?
I think so. We have the Saturdays market, which is, I think it ends in November. It's like March through November, every Saturday down at the waterfront.
Okay.
But then also there's like, I think Gresham has started one.
Oh, sure.
Like other little like suburbs are doing similar things.
Yeah. Omaha is a big crafting community. We have lots of craft fairs, and right now you can go to the farmer's market, and we have junk stock, which is, I don't know, Jill, how would you describe junk stock? Just crafty antiques and those kind of things. Okay, look at that. And ta-da, that's it. So all you have to do. So for the button, I would use like, you could use a button, you could use Velcro, you could do, I think I'm gonna do it like this. But again, this is super fun. You could add embellishments, you could add, like this one used the gingerbread cookie die and the cookie accessories. You could do mittens, whatever you wanted to do. Okay?
Fun.
That's it. All right, Chris, before we talk about whatever else, be sure and share all your finished projects with us on all of our social media platforms using hashtag AccuQuiltBuilt. All right, do you have more questions and comments about what people are doing?
Yes. Dottie's asking, do we still get the intro price if we order today? I think there was a special intro for the towel topper die and I believe the mini oven mitt as well.
Sure. Go to the website and see what it is. I don't know. But I'm going to
Let's
tell you, if
take
you
a
go to the
peek real
website, whatever the special was yesterday, I'm sure it's still today. Okay, that's a great question.
I
What else?
remember seeing the email, but now I don't remember
Okay.
the dates.
Okay. Well,
Let's see.
I'm going to tell our team, hey team, how about we make sure that everybody gets that same price today, since we did the whole little show on it. Okay.
There we go.
What else?
Not a question about this project, but can you use the embroidery designs on any embroidery machine?
You can. And what you need to know is the format that your embroidery machine uses. For example, ours uses PES. Pam enjoys sewing. That's how I know. And if you go to the embroidery design, you can download those embroidery designs. Just make sure you know what format you use. That's a great question.
Yeah, when you download them, it's a zip file, you decompress it, and it's got like 5 or 6 different formats, and you pick the one that's right for your machine.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, do we have other questions?
Let's see. Someone was asking about the Go Big die catcher.
Yes.
So when you are not using it, do you fold it up or do you just leave it flat? I guess that's about the Go Big in general as well.
Right. So when I'm not using the Go Big, I just turn it off and leave it flat.
Right.
So I just
because you
leave,
have a special place for it there
I
in
do.
the Dream
I have
Studio.
space for it. Yeah. Yeah. Even at home. And so I would just leave the Go Big die catcher right there next to it. Yeah. Great question.
Yeah. Mine does get folded up, and I actually have the rolling travel bag for it.
Ah, yes, the green Go
So
Bag.
it gets put away in there. And the Go Big die catcher almost fits in the front pocket.
That was my next question for you was, does it fit? But almost. Okay.
It fits, you just can't zip it all the way up.
Oh, that's okay. Zipping is overrated.
Right, so that's where it lives in my studio, because my studio is very small.
There you go. And that's a great comment. You know, Chris has those rolling totes. Boy, listen, you should check out the AccuQuilt website. We have tons and tons of great deals for Prime Day. And those rolling totes, if you have limited space, you could put your Go Big in there, your Go in there. In the back, it stores strip dies. There's room in front for cutters, or for dies, and like rotary cutters and rulers. Yeah, they're really great. It's a great idea. All right, do we have any more questions, Mr. Chris?
I think that covers all of the questions.
Okay.
Oh, what is the code for? So you had a code at the beginning.
Yes, it is for the
Prime
Ready,
Days.
Set, Go Ultimate Fabric Cutting System, which is our Go is our manual fabric cutter. Comes with an 8-inch cube, which are 8 geometric shapes made up to even more than 72 mix and match patterns. A 2.5-inch strip die and all the match you need, along with a pattern book. And if you use the code RSG20, we'll give you 20% off and free shipping if you live in the contiguous US. It's Prime Days.
Awesome.
Check out AccuQuilt.com. It's going to be awesome. All right, Mr. Chris, do you want to announce the winner of today's Go Towel Topper die?
Yes. Can I get a drum roll, please? Today's winner is Becky B. of Wake Forest, North Carolina.
Congratulations, Miss Becky. You're going to love it. I'm going to reach out to you, send you an email, and be sure and send me your mailing address, and I'll send it to you. All right. So, Chris, rumor has it you're coming next week?
I am. I'm going up to Omaha, or down to Omaha, Nebraska.
Over to Omaha.
Omaha, yeah.
Chris is coming here. He is doing an educational series of videos for us to help quilters learn how to quilt and cut and sew. And we're super excited, and we're working on some secret projects, and we're excited to have you. So come, be safe, travel next week. All right, on behalf of our entire team, who's helping us with the comments today, Chris?
Let's see, today I see Lauren and Courtney. I think Erica popped in there for a quick second.
There you go. Okay. Shout out to Lauren and Erica and the lovely Lauren and Erica and Caitlin for helping with us. Here in the Dream Studio, we have Greg, and Jill is helping us today. And of course, Mark, we're super happy that he is here today. Sending thanks for all the help. On behalf of our entire team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. To learn more about your quilting craft, be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday. You can check out the events page on the AccuQuilt website for more details on upcoming shows. And if you're looking for even more inspiration, visit our blog for exclusive tutorials filled with tips and tricks. And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. Join us next week for AccuQuilt Live as we use the Go Mini Oven Mitt to make a holiday-themed project. See you then.